I have a question from Lezek. My soil is a combination of loam with small jagged pieces of rock, and below a depth of 1 to 2 meters there are solid slabs of rock which water flows out immediately. After attempting to seal a pond sites with clay, bentonite and earthworks, my patience has ended, and I think I may need PVC, EPDM or RPE liners to have ponds at all. With over 800 mil per year of rain and a humid climate, ponds should be easy, but it appears they are not. How does one use non-natural materials for ponds in permaculture? Is this all right? Even natural ponds here, observed to dry and crack after several weeks of drought, appear to have lost their seal and now leak even though the rain has returned. Why would this be? Well, it doesn't appear you have enough clay in the soil. You don't have clay in the subsoil, and you need 0.5 to 1 meter of clay. Actually, it's nice to have 1 meter of clay if you're going to seal a dam, because clay in a dry time, if it all dries out, will crack down 0.5 meter, but not a full meter. And when it rains, it all seals back up. If you see those natural ponds have dried out and they're still leaking now, rain's returned after a drought, it may be because they've cracked right the way through, and they will biologically seal over time. Nature's not in any hurry, it's got a longer time scale than our lifetime. So all of these things can seal with biological sealing. That's like organic matters, glees, green materials, animal manures and all these other things. Now we're always in a hurry, we want things quick. How did unnatural liners, you're asking? How does one use non-natural materials for ponds in permaculture? Well, it's all a matter of permaculture's relative to this point in time. Right now, we're using computers to take this course, and they're not natural computers. We're using all kinds of non-natural things. We are compensating by what we're doing. We're putting life-rich systems in. We're putting massive amounts of plant materials together. Just a few willows, just a few bamboos, just a few of our novel ecosystems compensate for some of those non-natural materials. The pond itself is an incredibly life-rich system. Now, I've decided to answer this question right here next to a dam called Wood Duck Dam. I should be underwater, but I'm not, because this dam leaks. And it's leaked right down to the point where I think it is leaking through the subsoil over the 100-year flood line into the river. And this is the second dam that's leaked on our property. The first one I sealed with bentonite, and I had to get a nice gradual 30-degree slope inside it, bowl it out, make sure there was no rocks, then spread the bentonite thickly so it was all white on the surface, then put a foot of topsoil in and roll that soil down on top of the bentonite, and then introduce water, and it's sealed. That's the way you do it. You've got to have a nice bowled out shape. You've got to spread the bentonite very thickly around. Then you've got to put a foot, 300 millimeters of rock-free soil, or subsoil or soil, on the top of the bentonite and roll it in, and it should seal inside. Now, you've got solid rock slabs. That's a little bit more difficult. I've got a problem here that I'm next to the 100-year flood line here. This is the top of the 100-year flood. The river's over that way, and I think it's going under the floodplain. I've tried to seal it a couple of times. I've reworked it, and I think I'm going to put a bentonite impregnated geofabric down. Now, we've done this. We've brought clay into dams. It's quite expensive trucking all the clay in. We've sealed with bentonite. There are polymers you can put in the water when the dam's full. This dam fills in the rainy season right to the top and overflows, and then gradually goes down as it leaks out. But where clients have got us to put in the the bentonite impregnated geofabric, you've got to get a nice bowly shape. You've got to lay it out and put bentonite on the overlap. You've put a trench all the way around the outside and fill that with gravel to tuck the geofabric in. But once the water hits it, it swells up and forms a seal. And you lay a bit of soil over the top again and pack that down. Now, where we've done that, they've come out really clean. They've come out really clear, very beautiful. They don't muddy up at all. They come out like a natural swimming pool. So I'm keen sometime in the near future, possibly this year if things work out, to rework the bowl in this dam. And this has got a big tailback on it, this dam. Goes back into an old gully back in here, floods back like a big fork-tailed tadpole. I'm going to rework this, look at putting a bentonite impregnated geofabric through this, and then rebuild a wall here where the cameraman's standing. I'll turn around so you can see where I'm standing. Right, I've got an electric fence here. I'm grazing the cows here at the moment. I've tried grazing the cows through it to stop it leaking. I've tried having a couple of hundred ducks in here to stop it leaking. I can't seem to stop this leaking. It's a beautiful dam, potentially. So I was gonna rework that area there up into a wall. So it's one dam here, and I was gonna fill an area here with gravel and big rock and make this a giant filtration system. So that the rock filter that flows, the water flows down the valley, goes through a rock filter like a natural cleaning system, and then overflows into this dam here with bentonite impregnated geofabric, making it kind of halfway between a dam and a pond and a natural feature and a natural swimming pool. It might be a nice blend, but sometimes these are the sort of things you've got to do, and you can do a lot with earth moving equipment. You've got rock. This is going to make it difficult. So you've got to screen out the loose rock to put bentonite in, where if you can clean up with a geofabric, clean up and then line a geofabric in, you can get a really nice finish that looks like a very natural pool. And I think it'll look a lot better and probably are permanent then, because the geofabric holds the bentonite, that seals, you get biological material sitting on top of it, and you don't have a plastic that eventually breaks down and needs replacing. That's my advice. Let us know what you do.